I'm doing a Zodiac energy reading for Cancer for the month of February. So I'm going to relax and tune in with the energies. This is going to be a mini message with wisdom and healing. So, okay, here we go. Let's see what the message is for Cancer. Cancer. There's chunks of wood that are coming out of the ground. It's almost like they're square beams of wood and they're close together. You could imagine maybe you're building your own kind of makeshift playground for your kids and you had to push some really strong, sturdy beams of wood into the ground. Something like this. But the top part is broken off. So now we just have kind of protruding just a few inches out of the ground, really sharp, bristly, splintered beams of wood. There's like 3 or 4 of them here. And they're kind of close together. They're very close together. They're starting to look like teeth, like your back teeth. They're even looking smoother with indentations. There's literally like 3 or 4 of these beams. They're starting to look like back teeth. Like molars. You know, these wood beams are trying. They really are. They're really trying here to become something of meaning. But really, they need to come out of the ground because we can value what remains of the wood more if we have more to work with. So we need to just pull these out of the ground, say, you know what, the original purpose of these wood beams, it broke off and we can't work with it. And we're trying to mold and shape it into something. Okay, maybe these are teeth. That's weird and interesting, you know. Let's just pull these beams out. There's like 2 feet or so of wood that we could maybe carve this into something neat or use it for some other purpose. Maybe we could throw these like logs into the fire. Maybe there's some more purpose, a meaningful purpose to this. So what does this have to do with Cancer? It feels more like it feels intuitive. I feel like I'm channeling some ideas. We're rounding out the rough edges. We're coming up with some ways to transform one experience into some new experience. But it feels like we're missing maybe some approaches that might actually be more beneficial. Instead of working with these wood beams that are just kind of small chunks that are protruding out of the ground, why don't we just remove them from the ground altogether and just start over with something new? Maybe we don't even need these wood beam pieces anymore. So if we're talking about Cancer, what you're accomplishing in February, maybe it does feel more earthy, more grounded. It feels like we're trying to mold and shape out the rough edges to create something more meaningful. But it feels like there's some ideas that are right in front of your face that maybe you haven't seen, you haven't discovered it just yet. So that's what they're showing me right now. What are you wanting to build in your life? You could build a relationship. You could build a career. You could build an identity. You could build a YouTube channel. What do you want to build in your life, Cancer? And there's something hardy about this. There's something like a lumberjack. There's something like a man who knows how to build things and works with his hands. It doesn't cry if he gets a splinter. There's something kind of I don't know, husky, like it feels a little bit more earthy, a little bit more grounded, a little bit more hefty I got to be stronger. I got to be tougher. I got to be a construction worker. I don't know. There's something kind of like a builder to this energy. It's starting out with some ideas. We're trying some ideas. It doesn't feel as like it's intuitive. There is definitely an intuitive energy here, but it's not ingenious. It's not like, yes, I've figured it out. I've put my finger on it. I know what to do now. We're still kind of coming, like maybe channeling some ideas, seeing how these ideas are going to work out. But there's so much more you could be doing here. Building. But there's not an aggressive need to figure this out in February. Literally the word intuitive keeps coming up, and channeling some new ideas and some new ways to kind of mold and shape out the rough edges of perhaps projects you've been building or working on, relationships. It could be anything that you could build. But there's something of the maybe the skilled worker that's been on the job for a lot of years, that has seen it and done it and knows the right way to approach or tackle to really build something that's going to have a strong foundation, going to be solid. It's going to make a meaningful difference over the years. Is this still like a February thing for Cancer, or is this like over the years? Is this something we're kind of starting or beginning here in February, and this could be like maybe a new cycle of experiences for Cancer over the years, and we're just starting with some new materials or new ways of looking at things? Let's see what they say. They're not necessarily saying yes or no to that. It feels like Cancer, you have the freedom to think for yourself, to be a free thinker, to be a dreamer, to be somebody who's coming up with their own ideas and seeing how those ideas pan out. It's kind of like the story of life, to come up with some ideas and see how those ideas pan out. But it feels like we're working with the building blocks of #life, in February for Cancer. It doesn't feel impatient. It doesn't feel like there's anxiety. It doesn't feel like there's disappointment. It doesn't feel like there's nothing just like difficult. There's nothing negative. It's pretty neutral. It's pretty, like working with some ideas. Let's see where we can go from here. Nothing feels impatient. Nothing feels rushed. Nothing feels like a letdown. So it's kind of a neutral experience for Cancer in February. I mean, I'll take it. I'd take that as a message. Is there anything else for Cancer for February? Anything else? They show me something. What you build is a reflection of who you are. And then they talk about the story of the three pigs, the three little pigs. And what each pig builds is a reflection of that pig. So you will build either a straw house, a house made out of wood or sticks, or a house made out of bricks. So think intuitively about what this that you are building, how that's going to look in the months to come, in the years to come. Really think like the pig that builds his house out of bricks. Again, coming back to the builder, the construction worker, that has a really keen way of putting things together to make it strong and sturdy and last a long time. So that's the last message they want to share about February. They aren't necessarily saying this is like for the long run, but it is kind of like hinted at. So maybe there's something that you are building that is going to be over the next months and years even. So think about how you're investing your time and energy to build something that's going to last and be worth your while, okay? Okay, swear to God. all the breathing and the intensity and the neutrality and the building and the intuitive channeling for Cancer. That is the message for February. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, you can visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I have 2 other YouTube channels, so you can check me out at Abbey Normal and Abbey Psychic Services. I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. All right, thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful February.